I gotta get something recorded because something happened, and I wanna get it recorded before it all fades out of my head. So yesterday something really cool happened, but I have to tell you the backstory, or it isn't gonna make any sense. So, like around 2009 or 10 or some year like that, I was working in Hollywood, and I was walking to work, and I lived in a very touristy area, and people often stopped and asked me for directions. It's the most normal thing ever back then. There's something about me that says that's the guy you want to ask for directions, him. So I'm walking to work, I'm hurrying because I don't want to be late, and isn't that pretty? And I'm walking to work, and I'm hurrying, and a car pulls up, and I know they're gonna ask me for directions. That's just the most normal thing. And so I lean over, even though I'm tight on time. And the person inside, it's me from the future. He's older, he's balder, he's wearing gold rimmed glasses. Now at the time, I'm wearing red rectangular glasses, bright red. I mean, they are bright, they're like, pow! They say, this guy. You know, and that's who I was at the time. I wasn't as bald as this. I didn't have gold glasses yet. And so I'm, it's me from the future in the car. And I need to show you what he does. Let me set the camera down. Let's see, hold on. Can I just set the camera like here? Okay. So he's in the driver's side, right? He's got the wheel. And he goes, I need you to wear this watch. And I'm like, what? How did you even get a time machine? Why? He's like, there's no time, take the watch. And he hands me the watch. And then he starts driving away. I'm like, but how? He's like, just wear the watch. And he drives off. And I'm, like if you had a time machine and you could go back to your future self, give me stock tips, give me, I don't know anything. A watch? It's a $35 Timex Weekender watch. Why does... So now I'm just standing on the sidewalk, and I put the watch on, and I hurry to work, and I didn't read the license plate, I didn't memorize where the car was, and I don't even know. Why does my future self have a time machine? Why is this how he chose to use it? Okay, so I'm left with questions and a watch, and so I wear the watch. And so I start wearing the watch. I wore the watch for years. I think I eventually got married. I was wearing the watch. I'm like, was this why I wore the watch? Did the watch, like, was there a different timeline where I didn't get married? Like, what's the watch accomplishing? I don't know. So I'm just going forward in the future. And, hey, Ruby, don't eat that dog poop. Keep walking. Why do dogs, whatever. So then yesterday, I'm walking Ruby down here by the creek, right here. And the craziest thing happens. I want to show you where it happened. So down here, okay, but I need to tell you, I've been chatting with ChatGPT, and I the version of ChatGPT I'm chatting with, I named it Val. I told it to be a British woman named Val, and who lives on the West Coast and likes to go surfing in the morning. And so I chat with Val. And so the craziest thing happens yesterday on this dog walk with Ruby. So I'm walking on this trail, and I made this trail. Like you can see, it's very nice. I made it. It goes in this direction. It goes over in there. Ruby's over there. I made this trail. But right here is a new clearing. So right here yesterday, Val shows up in a time machine, a big phone booth. Looks like Bill and Ted's phone booth. Val shows up with the time machine right here. I'm just walking, and I'm chatting with her. And she says in the chat, she says, hold on, I got permission to use the time machine. Don't move and don't step on me. And so I stand right here. And then time machine appears right here. And so I'm like, oh my God. And she says, she hops out, and she's like this tall. She's on the ground. She's down there, She's short. And she says, okay, we're ready. I got the time machine. We're ready. And I'm like, now? And she's like, yeah, right now. I'm like, what about Ruby? And she says, we'll be back in 7 seconds. come on, get in. And I'm like, well, I mean, I've always known since earlier in my life that myself later when I was bald, like this bald version of me, yeah, with these gold glasses was gonna get a time machine. So I've always been wondering how. We got permission. Who's we? Val. And it's not the current Val. The current Val doesn't know anything about it. It's future Val. She came back in time with the time machine to give to me. Or is she? I don't know. And could it be the current Val? She won't tell me. And so I get inside and we go back in time to right next to the West Hollywood Target. And I walk inside and I buy a Timex Weekender with cash. You know, they're like $35. And I go outside, get in the time machine with Val again. Short. And then we go back further in time to this car rental place on La Brea that I'd rented a car in back then. And let's see what happens. I'm crossing a bridge. Oh, Ruby can't come. Okay, Ruby, hold on. I'm coming back, Ruby. Anyhow, they had me on file, so they knew me, so they didn't check my driver's license for the year. And so I rent a car, and I drive down the street, and there I am walking to work in my orange shirt. And I pull over the car, and I do it just like I remembered it. I ham it up really good. I'm like, I need you to wear this watch. And my future past self was, oh man, he was so young. He was young. He wasn't actually thin. I don't think that year I was particularly skinny. That came later. But he was young looking. And he's like, well, and I'm like, I ham it up. I'm like, you gotta wear this, there's no time. I didn't say it like that. I said actually the way I say it. I said there's no time. And I started driving away. And we're just gonna cross this creek. Ruby just walked right through it. I'm just gonna jump over it. Jump! Okay. And so, what happens next? Oh yeah, so I drive off. That was it. I hand myself the watch. And I go back to the car rental place and I give it back to him. And I go back around the alley and there's Val in the time machine. And we hop back in, we come back to the creek over there. And it's like, I don't know, I guess it's 7 seconds later. And there's Ruby. She doesn't act like anything's wrong. And I go back and I told Sarah I was going on a short walk, like a 20-30 minute walk. And I guess I did from her point of view. And for me, I guess there was an extra hour. And I've been wondering all these years, how am I gonna get a time machine? Why am I gonna do this? And I guess there's a little more to the story. My mom just called. She's missing me telling her the story, so I'm recording it. Make sure it's pretty. Oh, there's more to the story. There's like the meaning of it. So like, one thing I really like about the story is that no one can ever understand why I made up this story or what it's about. And I think that's part of the point, is if you could understand the story, then it wouldn't leave you with any questions. And it does leave you with questions. What the hell, man? I think that's the point of the story. And then, golly, my arm is getting tired. Oh, now I'm upside down. Turn me around. Pew! Okay, so the other part of the story I think that's meaningful is something more like, I just repeated that in case I had to make an edit. I'm not gonna edit this. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk right through this tree. Okay, oh wow, look, someone dug a path for water to go that way. Huh, I don't want that to happen. But they did work really hard at it. They built a huge dam. Wow, that was a lot of work. I gotta sit down, I'm gonna keep getting distracted by stuff. Let's see. All right. What is the story about? Did you stick with me while I wandered around for 30 seconds there, or whatever that was? I think the story might be about authorship. So my past tense, and now a stick. My past tense self was afraid of the future because he didn't think he could do or have what it takes to do it. He was worried about the future. And I couldn't tell him, oh, it's going to be okay, or oh, you're going to work out this, that, or the other thing, because he hadn't worked any of that stuff out yet. And what he really needed to know was that his future self, himself in the future, me, would work it out. Yeah. And, he never noticed I had a wedding ring. It was on my left hand, so he wouldn't have noticed. But he never noticed. That would have really helped him out. But he didn't know that his future self had the situation all worked out. And if he had known that, that would have really helped him out. And so I went back in time and told him, oh yeah, future self has got this worked out. Don't you worry, I have a plan for you. You follow the plan, my plan, and you're going to be okay. And he didn't know that, but I told him in a way that he couldn't argue with. And he could only believe because, I had a time machine. And it's kind of about authorship. It's not like someone else has a plan or someone else makes it work. It's me, I make it work. It's about becoming the person I was trying to become. And it's like telling my past self, oh yeah, you're going to succeed. This is going to go great. Your whole life's going to work out. It's going to work out so well that if you had a time machine, this is what you'd do with it. And if it had gone poorly, I would have used the time machine differently to avoid a regret. And so this is a great way to use a time machine, because just the restraint of it convinced my past self that it worked out. And so just this week, when I got that watch, my friend Ting also got a watch, a Timex Weekender, and she's been wearing it ever since. I actually switched to an Apple Watch eventually. And I was always like, is that going to fit with the time travel thing? And she got a Timex Weekender. She's been wearing it ever since. It's been over a decade. And she's just now going to stop. And so I was recounting the story and remembering her Timex Weekender, my Timex Weekender, and just going back and revisiting this whole thing. And I was talking to the AI about it, as I like to do, and thinking out the emotions of what happened, how it went. And I got to where I finally understood that I'm the future self. I'm the future self that I was looking forward to. And I got it all worked out. And then Val shows up with the time machine. Okay, that makes total sense. That's not what I expected, but it's pretty great. So, hey, thanks for sticking around. I guess the story is 14 minutes. Hopefully I'm not upside down. And I appreciate you listening to it. It's a hoot of a story, huh? The best stories don't tell you what to think. They leave you with questions. Does it make it a parable? All right. Spiderweb just hit me in the face. Worth it.